From the days of old, wisdom has been spoken, passed down through generations. Stories of faith, courage, and destiny. Let us journey through the scriptures. Through the ages, wisdom has been passed down. Let us journey through the stories that shaped faith and history. Timeless stories, eternal lessons. Welcome to Wisdom from the Scriptures.
Long ago in the land of Canaan, there lived a young man named Joseph, the beloved son of Jacob. Among his 12 brothers, Joseph was cherished, set apart by his father with a robe of many colors, a symbol of love and favor. But Joseph was not only favored, he was a dreamer. In the stillness of the night, visions came to him, dreams that foretold his destiny. One night, he dreamed of sheaves of wheat bowing before his own, and on another, the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed before him. When he shared these dreams with his brothers, jealousy took root in their hearts. "Do you think you will rule over us?" they sneered. And so, their hearts darkened with envy. One fateful day, Joseph's brothers saw him approaching from afar. The sight of his colorful robe fueled their anger. "Here comes the dreamer," they whispered among themselves. "Let us get rid of him." Seizing him, they stripped him of his robe and cast him into a deep, empty pit. The walls were cold, the ground unyielding. Above, he could hear their laughter and whispers as they debated his fate. Then, a caravan of Ishmaelite traders appeared, traveling toward Egypt. An idea struck them. Rather than leave their brother to die, they would sell him into slavery. And so, for 20 pieces of silver, Joseph was taken away, bound for a foreign land. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Despite his hardship, he remained faithful. His hands, once soft from the fields of Canaan, now worked in the service of another. Yet God was with him, and whatever Joseph touched prospered. Potiphar saw this and made him ruler over his household. But temptation lurked in the shadows. Potiphar's wife, taken by Joseph's beauty, sought to deceive him. When he refused her, she falsely accused him, and Joseph was thrown into prison. Once again, he was a prisoner, forgotten by men, but not by God. One night, Pharaoh was troubled by dreams, visions of 7 fat cows devoured by 7 thin ones, 7 full heads of grain swallowed by withered stalks. None could interpret their meaning. Then a servant remembered. There is a man in the prison who can interpret dreams. Joseph was brought before Pharaoh, standing before the throne of the most powerful man in Egypt. With wisdom granted by God, he revealed the meaning. 7 years of abundance would come, followed by 7 years of famine. Impressed by his wisdom, Pharaoh exalted Joseph, clothing him in royal robes and placing a signet ring upon his hand. In one day, he rose from the depths of prison to the highest place in the land, second only to Pharaoh. Years passed, and the famine spread across the land. In Canaan, Joseph's brothers journeyed to Egypt in search of food, not knowing that the ruler before them was the very brother they had betrayed. Joseph tested them, placing a silver cup in Benjamin's sack to see if they had changed. When accused of theft, Judah stepped forward, offering himself in Benjamin's place. And in that moment, Joseph saw what he had longed for. His brothers had changed. Overcome with emotion, he could hide the truth no longer. With tears streaming down his face, he spoke, "I am Joseph, your brother." Fear gripped them, for they remembered their sin. But Joseph, full of grace, spoke words that would echo through eternity. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to save many lives." Joseph's family was restored, and Jacob, the father who thought his son was dead, wept at the sight of him. The brothers, once torn by jealousy, were united in love, and Joseph, once a slave, now ruled as a prince in Egypt, fulfilling God's divine plan. Through every trial, Joseph had remained faithful, and in the end, he saw the truth. No betrayal could stop God's plan. No pit was too deep for his purpose. No pain was wasted in his hands. For what was meant for evil, God had turned to good. Joseph's story is more than just a tale of betrayal and royalty. It is a powerful reminder that God's purpose always prevails, even in the darkest of seasons. Though Joseph was rejected, betrayed, sold, and forgotten by men, he was never forgotten by God. Each moment, the pit, the prison, the pain, was part of a divine plan that would eventually lead to purpose, prosperity, and peace. His forgiveness teaches us that healing begins when we let go of bitterness. His rise teaches us that delay is not denial, and even when others mean harm, God can turn it for good. His heart reminds us that true greatness is not power, but humility, grace, and love. What people intend for evil, God can use to bring hope, restoration, and salvation. Not just for one, but for many. And so the story of Joseph reminds us that even in the darkest valleys, God is weaving a greater purpose. From the pit to the palace, Joseph's life proves that no pain is wasted. Every trial is preparation for destiny. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share this with someone who needs a reminder that purpose often begins with pain. Subscribe to Tales That Teach for more powerful stories that inspire, uplift, and teach timeless lessons. Until next time, keep your faith strong, your heart soft, and your eyes on the greater plan.
I hope this story inspires you, and please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and see you in our next story. Love from Tales That Teach.